Once upon a time in a kingdom not too far away, there was a beautiful princess who lived in a castle made of shimmering gold. One day, while taking a walk in the palace garden, the princess came across a small pond. He climbed onto her finger and pleaded with her to break the curse that had been placed upon him. The princess was taken aback by the talking frog, but she remained calm and asked him to explain what had happened. The frog prince told her about how he had been cursed by the evil witch and how only a kiss from a maiden could break the spell. One day, the princess and the frog prince were playing a game in the garden when the princess accidentally pricked her finger on a rose bush. She had finally found a way to break the curse, and she couldn't wait to see the look on the princess's face when she realized what had happened. She had hoped that she would be able to break the curse and help the frog prince return to his former self. But now it seemed like nothing could change his fate. The frog prince, on the other hand, was furious. He couldn't believe that after all this time, the curse was still not broken. He accused the princess of not kissing him with enough force and demanded that she try again. At first, she looked confused. But then she remembered what had happened as the kingdom celebrated the princess's recovery. The king and queen summoned the evil witch. They shared a special bond that neither of them could explain, and they knew that they were meant to be together. The frog prince, who had finally regained his true form, became a powerful and beloved ruler. And if you have a video you'd like me to watch, please leave a comment below. Thank you for watching. Bye. And the princess, who had shown great courage and compassion, became known as one of the bravest princesses in the land. They were furious with her for trying to harm their daughter and demanded that she be banished from the kingdom. The witch, knowing that she had been caught, fled to the safety of the forest. She blushed as she realized that the frog prince had come to save her. The king and queen were overjoyed to see their daughter awake, and they thanked the frog prince for his bravery. Now let's think about the moral of the story. This story teaches us that it's important to be kind to others, no matter what they may look like or how they may act. We should never judge someone based on their appearance, because we may miss out on the opportunity to make a new friend or learn something valuable from them. In return, the frog prince simply shrugged and said that it was the least he could do. But much to the witch's dismay, the frog prince didn't turn back into a prince when he was kissed. She knew that she had done everything she could, and it wasn't her fault that the curse wouldn't break. Meanwhile, the evil witch was growing impatient. She could feel the curse weakening with each passing day, and she knew that she had to act fast. Instead, the kiss seemed to have no effect whatsoever. Confused and frustrated, the princess and the frog prince returned to the castle. Blood trickled down her finger, and the frog prince quickly jumped up to help her. In a moment of panic, the princess leaned over and kissed the frog prince's hand to stop the bleeding. However, he had already tried this with many maidens, but none had been willing to kiss a frog. Then she went to the frog prince's room and did the same. The king and queen sent out messengers to seek help from neighboring kingdoms, but no one was able to wake the princess. Just when all hope seemed lost, the frog prince arrived at the castle. Despite being exhausted from his travels, he immediately went to the princess's bedside and leaned over her. with a deep breath. He kissed her. The next morning, the king and queen were shocked to find their daughter asleep in her bed. They had no idea why she had fallen into such a deep slumber, but they were worried that something was wrong. As she leaned over to take a closer look at the water, she saw a handsome prince sitting on a nearby stone. But he wasn't just any prince. He was a frog prince who had been cursed by an evil witch to live as a frog for 10 years. She knew that if the princess kissed the frog, the spell would be broken and she would lose all of her power. So she devised a new plan to stop them. The witch disguised herself as a lowly peasant woman and went to the palace, where she begged the princess to allow her to clean the castle in exchange for some money. The princess agreed, and soon the old woman was scrubbing floors and polishing furniture throughout the palace. As the princess watched, the frog prince jumped into the pond and swam towards her. The princess felt sorry for the frog prince, so she decided to help him. She took him home with her and introduced him to her royal parents. The king and queen were skeptical of the frog prince, but they trusted their daughter's judgment and allowed him to stay in the castle. Over the next few days, the princess grew fond of the frog prince. Despite his somewhat arrogant attitude, he was intelligent, witty, and charming, and she found herself enjoying his company. Meanwhile, the evil witch who had cursed the frog prince was furious that someone had brought him to the castle. All the while, the witch kept a close eye on the princess and the frog prince. Waiting for her chance to strike, the witch, who was watching from afar, cackled with delight. Over the next few weeks, the princess couldn't help but feel disappointed. The princess was hurt by the frog prince's words, but she refused to let him make her feel bad. One night, the witch crept into the princess's room and placed a sleeping curse on her. As the hours passed, the princess didn't wake up, and soon the entire kingdom was in a state of panic. And in that instant, the princess stirred. After all, the princess had been kind to him when no one else would, and he owed her that much. From that day forward, the frog prince and the princess grew even closer. They lived happily ever after, proving that true love and kindness can conquer all. But that's it for today. If you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more content.